Previously on Raider Power, Texas Tech football.
We're going to leave you an A-gap open. If the center doesn't turn that way, okay, before you ever go to the field, you got to be able to get it in the classroom. It may not be exactly right, but if you get the general context of what's going to happen, that's it. And that's where we spent all of our time. Our whole system is built on guys knowing what to do, and it's all boiled down to what's in the classroom. Can they learn the game within the classroom? And that's a big part of it. And that's it. So there's not very much in the plan, okay? The big thing is I'm going to find out, can you do it? Can you get it executed? Players, okay?
You know, he's a teacher. He teaches technique and fundamentals, and he gets it.
All right, I want to show you this blood stuff real quick. We'll talk a little bit about how we want to get this, how and why and all that stuff ought to be sorted. You know, if we're watching film and position meetings, the thing we're trying to make sure guys know is where to line up and then what their job description is, okay? Mike will stay the same. Center's got the will on this, so the Mike's going to stay to that side. What do you think this center thinks when he sees that D tackle do that right there, Justin? Okay? Okay? He's going to stay in this crease. Where are you going to go now? Around the opposite side? Okay. Good. When there's corrections to be made, I'm always looking to see if guys know what to do after the fact. It's kind of like we talk about on the field. You get to test first, and the lesson comes back in the classroom after that. So the thing we're trying to do is look at guys, say, hey, you had this mistake. What should you have done? And that's the thing we're trying to teach, you know, in our position meetings after watching the film from previous practice.
What we've got to see is, I don't want to see guys be on the good list, bad list, good list, bad list. We got to get some consistency, right? Consistency. The other thing that I really want to focus on this week is unselfishness. We got to play with we got to be unselfish.
Well, we're deep at running back and receiver, and some guys are going to have to sacrifice, and that's kind of been the word that we used a lot during this fall camp is sacrifice. What can you do without the ball? How big an impact are you going to make even when the ball's not in your hands?
Had several over 40 yards, and anytime you have that many explosive plays, you got a chance to win no matter who you're playing. And then our run game, we're really on the right path. I think our backs made a lot of decisive cuts. I think we're getting to the right people. We're not where it needs to be, but we're on the right path there. And I was also pleased those young guys that got reps, okay, got better. And then those young receivers, Reg, Dominique, both made big plays down the field, so that was positive. Take constructive criticism, make notes of your mistakes, make sure we try not to repeat those same mistakes this week. Okay, everybody be on time. Every day on three. 1, 2, 3. Every day.
Accountability. Discipline.
It's the Sunday after the first scrimmage of fall camp. Coordinator Neil Brown would meet with his quarterbacks to go over film.
Pretty good job on our play fake here. Really thought this was a good throw. Good. Dig's not open because safety's here, right? Come down to number 2, get all the way back out to here. Look how much what a good throw can do. If this throw's behind him, it's going to be a 5-yard gain. In front, first down. On 3rd and long, that's good. It's a good job moving away from the blitz. Good job moving away, eyes down the middle. This is just like the drill we work.
The session is an opportunity to teach, but also a chance for Coach Brown to learn from his students.
Switch, what's your pre-snap read right here? Like, what were you thinking pre-snap, you think?
Well, a lot of it is quizzing because obviously I'm not out there playing. So I want to know what they see.
Don't worry about all this stuff. There's nothing you can do about any of that. We just don't want to throw that. Now, like if we're in the end of the game and we're down by 6 or down by 7, we got to score a touchdown, Brewer, you got to throw that. You know what I mean? But right here, we don't have to throw it.
You know, and the more understanding I have, for instance, what Seth sees, and how not only how he sees it, but how he's interpreting that, you know, I can call a game that better fits his strengths.
Take me through this day. You just talk me through it. What are we looking at?
I'm asking as many questions in that meeting room as they are. You know, what'd you see, Seth? What were you thinking here? You know, is that the right type of ball to throw here? You know, because I want to get feedback from him. And also, there's a lot of questions being asked to those younger guys, stuff that we've gone over in previous meetings, you know, and it's hard sometimes for kids to concentrate when they're not the one that has the ball or they're not the one that's on the screen. So I try to keep all of them involved also.
Again, we're looking at this picture right here. What do you think, Dustin? What are you going to do? Bingo. What are we telling them on this play? Costello, what are we telling O-line? Bingo.
Coach Brown's really been a big part of my progression as a quarterback. I really think he's developed me to a better player than I would have been without him.
Great job escaping here, Dave. Good job throwing a catchable ball.
So there's a lot of credit that goes to him, and the fact that he does teach me so much about the game through film and watching, you know, scrimmages or whether it be practices, whatever it may be. We can sit there and talk through, you know, the progression, the pre-snap reads, the post-snap reads, everything that goes into a play.
Yeah, that's an excellent thought process. Excellent. Really good route, really good throw. Good on that.
He's a major student of the game, and his improvement, you know, probably has little to do with me, a lot to do with him being self-driven. He's a guy he's probably, if not the hardest worker, one of our top workers, and I would lean toward the hardest worker on our football team. And he's made himself better. You know, any time that I've told him, hey, you need to work on this, you know, he spends all the time that he can to make sure that that gets corrected.
One of your bad plays in the scrimmage. You ready? You made the right call, right? Made a line call. It's open, man. Just pull the trigger. Let's go. Cover 2. We can't dial this thing up any better.
He really helps me, and now that I know, you know, I could almost tell him going in to a meeting what I did wrong, and what needs to be fixed, and I think that's a big part of developing as a quarterback.
Good job. Improvising and just carrying that thing out. You know what I mean? It's encouraging. These guys in this area, flat foot, throw it. Great catch, touchdown, Red Raiders. Get out here, get some rest, be ready to go. I'll see you at 8 in the morning, okay? 8 o'clock, sharp.
The second week of fall camp would culminate with Texas Tech's second scrimmage.
Make plays, do your job. That's all you got to worry about. Your job. You understand me? Watch signals through the cut, communicate, get the line fast. Let's get after it. Right?
You know what I'm saying? Y'all done had a good couple of days the last couple of days. Big thing you can't do is let this thing go down. They going past now. They gonna show up. But it don't matter what they do, because we control what we do right here. You know what I mean? We control what we do right here. We got to go get it. Start right here. Man, have fun.
Don't be afraid to be great today, all right? Team on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Biggest thing you do is what? Have fun.
B squad on 3. 1, 2, 3. B squad.
Concentrate, know the play, communicate, alignment, and in technique. Let's see where we're at. If you want to have a good football team, you got to make it happen out here. And we find out where we're at and what we got to work on next week.
Everybody chase the ball and make plays. Let's go. Four back. Now, let's go play. Chase the ball. Let's go. Make plays now.
Pretty productive day. We got a lot done in situations. Some live tackling, which was good for the first team. We needed to get that out of the way. Big thing was organization, lining up, and we didn't make near as many mental mistakes before the ball was snapped as we did last week. So that's a little progress. We'll be able to tell from the film how we did.
We try to put more pressure on these quarterbacks in practice daily than any time during the game.
Hurry up, let's go.
So we try to put them in as bad situations we can, and that does increase the pressure because they they know that those guys got to produce every single day to get out on the field 2 weeks from now.
Up in the Westside Stadium building, defensive coordinator Art Kaufman called the shots from the coach's booth.
If I feel like our team has enough experience and can handle that, that's what I prefer to do. And right now, that's where we'll start, and we'll kind of see how this season goes along, because the bottom line is what goes on the playing field is the most important thing. And, you know, I've got to make sure I do a good enough job communicating to the players, to the coaches, to everyone on the field. And with the new staff, even though we've been around each other before, you know, we still have to make sure we're all on the same page, and that's something we'll take week by week.
For sophomore tailback DeAndre Washington and senior Eric Stevens, the contest would provide their first contact after knee surgery.
We got a little contact for the guys that had some injuries last year. I thought that was good.
They did that today. They fell down some, you know, they got tackled some, and that was good. Every day they get more confidence in those knees.
Not a bad day. Now you're going to get pretty much a day and a half off other than watching film. We got to get our legs back. We got a full week of work next week, a full week. All right, Seth Daggy, the word is team.
Hey, way to compete today. But when we leave this field, we're one, all right? Yeah. Team on three. 1, 2, 3. Team.
Following the second scrimmage of fall camp, the Red Raiders would attend the 2012 Fan Fest. The annual event gave the team a chance to spend some time with their fans.
Y'all look at the camera, say cheese.
I want every player to understand that no matter whether the starting quarterback or whether the fourth team defensive tackle, that they're as much a part of this football team as anybody, and that everybody looks up to them, that they are a product of something special.
How you doing? Good. What's your name? Jonathan. Nice to meet you, Jonathan. You having a good day? Uh-huh. Thank you. It's good.
Not everybody gets to be a football player here at Texas Tech. And so we want to make sure that when we're around our fans, that we make good examples, that we're available, not only as players but also coaches, and that we sell Texas Tech football as something that's special, something that maybe one day these young kids want to be a part of. And so I think it's very important that they're good examples on and off the field as football players.
Thank you. Thank you for the support.
It's important for several reasons. Number one, they get to have some feedback with people that are genuinely interested in what they're doing. And I think sometimes when you get into the daily grind, you forget what a privilege is to play Division I college football and go out and play in front of 65,000 people. So I think the fan day puts that in their face, you know, so it makes them feel grateful.
It's really neat to, get out there in days like that and kind of just relax and interact with the fans and everything. And it really does take you back to times when I was that age and excited to do different events like that, or excited when I saw a college athlete or football player.
You ready for school to start? You're the first kid to say that. I don't believe you.
When fans or little kids come up and ask me for an autograph or for a picture, I think it's the coolest thing ever, because I remember when I was a kid, if I would have gotten a picture or an autograph, it would have just been, in my room. I'd been showing it off to everybody in town, and I thought I was a big star just because I have a picture with the Texas Tech starting quarterback.
To think that I have that kind of influence now on some of these younger kids and stuff, it really is pretty a humbling experience to see the influence that you have on people, and realizing that it's the same way you used to look up to different people and different athletes as a kid.
I think it's good just to have interaction, with young people, because a lot of that fan day is young people, and to have interaction and understand that not only what they do on the football field, but how they handle themselves in the community and those type of things really make an impact.
You always gonna have little kids that look up to you. When I was younger, I looked up to the older guys, and it's just something that comes with the game, and you gotta have a great character and be willing to set a great example for those young guys.
It's just crazy how much they know about you and things like that. And at the same time, they're up and coming, so I want to give them something to strive for, something to look for. I always ask them, hey, you play sports? Hey, what do you play? Just get them engaged. Some kids are a little shy, and then when I start talking to them, they start to open up a little bit more. I give them high fives and things. We take pictures, so I really enjoy it.
We get to tackle people.
You like tackling people? Yeah, that's why I love playing it.
You know, I think that's everything. There are guys all around the country that are involved with college sports who don't want to be held accountable for the position they get put in. And I think that all of us have to understand that coaches, players, and it's like I talk to our players, and we talk as coaches. What goes on off the field is directly correlated to what goes on the field. And if the guys take care of business off the field, they'll take care of business on the field. And if they don't, usually that's a direct correlation. So it's important for me for them to handle their business and understand their role and you know what they've earned, but also what you know their responsibility is out there as role models.
Just for you, I'm gonna make this the best signature of the day. There you go. No problem. Thank you.
It's an off day for the players, but for the coaches, the Sunday after the team's second scrimmage is a day for evaluation. Art Kaufman and his staff meet to go over performances of their respective units.
But that kid plays hard, and you watch him. He got to play for us. He will play for us, and he is what he is. You know, he's not going to give you anything special in the pass rush, but he's capable of pushing the pocket in terms of just being in his rush lane, setting the guy back there. He's disruptive, but he's out of control a lot. When you see him, he gets his hands in there, but his feet are all crossed up. Or his hand's not in there, and he's stumbling, trying to play too low. Right. And like you say, he's made a jump, but the big thing that I think he's made that jump is he tries. You see him try.
Just really stepped up. I mean, he graded out with 92%. You know, other than a few technique things, played one of his best scrimmages since he's been here. Some of the things I saw him do, especially with that 6 technique and keeping his shoulder, you know, square down the line of scrimmage and, you know, on them bootlegs and, you know, taking the right angles and stuff. So I was real happy with him. Just got to keep working that 7 technique with him. You know, this week we're going to do a lot of more individual work, you know, in our individual drills on that 7 technique.
I've got to work on his at the point of the block and the point of the tackling. But to me, he's got a chance there. He's also, you know, at will too, so we're going to play him at both and see what we can come up with. John, what about yours?
He's solid as a rock. I mean, you know, execution, being where he's supposed to be, good tackler in the open field, and you know, doing well. I think that kid can get in a ball game and help us. Now he's not at the skill level. I would feel comfortable saying he'd be a solid backup in there. So I think we've got a little bit of depth.
The duration of the meeting is spent poring over video as coaches collaborate on ways to improve the Tech defense.
Once they slide down, he's getting to where he can get to that guy. He needs to be deeper. He needs to be thicker on the guy right there. And he ought to be banging out. He ought to make this ball go to that guy right there. This is the thing, you know, like right now, too loose. You get some those little things like that. Probably the biggest thing, if we're looking at scrimmages, is on the mistakes that are made, are we on the same page? Kind of as I'm talking to our players in a position meeting, I'm doing the same thing with our staff, saying, hey, tell me what we're coaching right here. Or is this what we want to do? Okay, we've got a mistake. Tell me what he should do. Trying to make sure that we are all on the same page as a staff, saying, hey, this is good. This is not what we want. Hey, we've got a problem here. How are we going to fix this? 13 just needs to stay outside. I've got to really clean that up this week. If I can get that cleaned up, it'll be a lot better. But you'll see his body right there. On control makes a difference, don't it?
Yeah, he's got to get to the numbers, right? Because they killed us on that to the weak side.
You got to get to reroute, which he's not getting. Okay.
But let me ask you this:
and he's got to get to the numbers.
Would you rather him be right in that gap? And the reason I say that is then he doesn't have to jump inside; just step straight down, and then he can slide. You know, because that tackle will go.
Run back in the backfield all day. There's about 4 different answers to fix this issue. Which one do we want to choose to fix it? So it's kind of interaction to making sure that we're all on the same page and headed in the same direction, so that we're trying to get the ultimate goal of getting people stopped. Right here. He just didn't knock it outside. The guy's got him. He's going to run across.
Because he just doesn't have enough time to react to it.
Right. He's so close in there, he might be on the line.
The guy beats him across his face because he's too tight to the line of scrimmage.
You know, we've been running this system for myself, John Lovett, Fred Tate, Coach Tuberville, we've all been around this system for over 25 years. And it's been adaptable, and the whole thing is defensively, it's about playing blocks, it's about, you know, covering routes, and it's about being able to get off and being in the right place and being able to tackle. And that's what defense is all about. It adjusts as the offenses adjust, but what it still comes down to is that's the core of what you've got to be able to do.
It's fun for me to go in and everybody's on the same page.
Nice job by 8 right here. 11's trying to come back right there. And
I want guys that are coaching here at Texas Tech that know football, number one, but also are able to get into a room, communicate with each other, and once everybody is on the same page and everybody believes in the same thing, that they can go out and sell that to your players in terms of practicing in a game.
So there's knowledge with all those guys in the room, and you know, especially our full-time coaches. We've got some age there and guys that have been around and have done it and know the best way to do it, and that really helps out because I'm not going to do it all by myself. I'm going to manage it, but the bottom line is we've got to have all of our heads, you know, pulled together so that we all get the best answers. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
You got those grades tallied yet? Yeah.